The rain poured heavily, soaking the cracked road that led to the old farmhouse. Every step Sarah took sank into the mud. Her flashlight beam trembled across the dark path. The cornfields on both sides rattled as if whispering. She pulled her jacket tighter, shivering, regretting the dare she accepted. Her friends had laughed when she swore she could last a night inside. Now their laughter haunted her steps, feeding the unease twisting in her stomach. The farmhouse loomed at the end of the path, sagging against the storm, its windows faintly glowing like tired eyes. The porch tilted forward as though the house leaned to greet her, or perhaps to swallow her whole. The cornfields bent unnaturally, their stalks rattling even though the rain drowned most sound. She swore they shifted toward her, and when she turned, they stood tall again, whispering words she could not understand, steady and mocking. The porch creaked under her boots. The door hung slightly open, groaning with the wind. The smell hit her instantly. Damp wood, mold, and iron. Sharp like fresh blood, her hand hesitated on the handle before pushing inside. The air inside was thick and foul. Wallpaper hung like peeling skin. Mold spread across the ceiling. The sound of dripping echoed faintly, steady, measured, like something alive. Not water, but a heartbeat disguised as rain. Her flashlight caught frames nailed along the hallway walls, photographs of children. Every face violently scratched out, each body circled with symbols drawn in black. Spirals, jagged lines, strange runes. The ink seemed wet despite the dust. The floor above her groaned, deliberate and heavy. Sarah froze, her breath short, her voice cracked as she whispered a nervous, "Hello." But the silence smothered the word. The weight of listening pressed around her. The staircase rose in front of her, wood swollen and dark, every step groaning. She wanted to leave, but pride kept her moving, fear of mockery louder than the storm. She climbed with shaking hands, gripping the rail. The second floor was colder. Her breath puffed in pale clouds. The hall stretched longer than expected, shadows clinging thick. At the end, a door pulsed faintly, as though something inside pressed outward, leaking the copper stench of blood. Her hand trembled as she pushed. The hinges screamed. Inside hung dozens of dolls, suspended from the ceiling with rusted wires, their heads torn away, bodies crudely stitched with animal bones, straw stuffing soaked with dark stains. Some dolls wore animal skulls for faces, others bent backward, their limbs tied. They swayed gently though the air was still. The door slammed behind her, the sound violent. Her flashlight flickered twice, then died into darkness. In the black, Sarah saw, not with her eyes but inside her mind, a figure impossibly tall, limbs stretched thin, mouth gaping wide with outward bent teeth, its fingers hooked deep into its own ribcage, holding something writhing inside. Her name echoed around her, whispered not by one voice but many, children's tones layered with something older. The sound poured from walls, floor, ceiling, and even her own throat, though her mouth stayed closed, vibrating her chest. She stumbled backward, crashing into dolls, brittle limbs snapping underfoot, straw bursting into the air. She bolted into the hallway, but it had changed. Longer, doors multiplying along both sides, each rattling, whispering behind their frames. Every handle twitched, voices begged from inside, promising safety, pleading for release. The air thickened, her lungs clawed for breath. Her reflection flashed in a cracked mirror ahead, smiling while her real face twisted in terror. The reflection reached out from inside the mirror, palm pressed against glass, smearing red across the shards. Sarah screamed and ran, tears streaking her face. The stairs appeared again, but something waited at the bottom. The figure crouched backward, head hanging upside down, its hair brushed the floor, black pits where eyes should be dripped sludge that hissed when it hit wood. It crawled toward her, nails dragging screeches into the boards. She turned back, but the hall stretched again, endless, doors opening slightly to reveal pale fingers, dozens reaching out, whispering one word in unison. "Harvest!" The sound pounded her ears, vibrating through her bones. The figure moved closer, impossibly fast, suddenly looming below her, the stench of rot choking. Sarah lost balance, tumbling down the stairs. Pain exploded in her bones. Air ripped from her lungs. She lay broken and gasping. The house itself pressed against her chest, invisible weight holding her. Boards creaked as if enjoying her struggle. She clawed at the air, but she could not move, could not even scream properly, only whimper weakly. The figure lowered over her, mouth splitting wider, teeth dripping with black ichor. Within its open chest, something shrieked like a newborn. The sound pierced her ears. She writhed in terror, tears streaming, her body locked. Its cold hand pressed against her chest, whispering, "Harvest." The word dragged like rust across metal. Thousands of voices layered into one. Its fingers slid through her skin like water, pulling something unseen but alive. A scream erupted from the thing it drew out. Fragile, high-pitched like a child born into endless pain. Sarah's mouth opened in silent horror. Earth and rot filled her throat. She tasted corn husks and death. Her vision blurred, ceiling swimming. She realized the storm had stopped. Yet outside the cornfields thrashed wildly, stalks bending as though bowing, chanting faintly in rhythm, their rustling forming a chorus that grew louder. The figure leaned closer, its words too old for language, filling her bones with vibrations. The floor beneath her rippled, pulling her deeper. Dolls above shrieked in unison, their straw bodies spasming, photographs bleeding black ink. Darkness clawed at her eyes, closing fast. The last thing she heard before it consumed her was the corn chanting with every stalk. "Harvest, harvest, harvest." The sound drowned her thoughts, until her scream vanished. Morning returned, the rain gone. Pale sunlight stretched across soaked fields. The farmhouse stood silent, its door ajar, its windows hollow. On the porch rested Sarah's flashlight, dead and caked in mud, abandoned in stillness. The cornfields stood tall, whispering gone. Their stalks swayed gently, yet the dirt beneath them pulsed faintly like a buried heartbeat. Inside the house, silence reigned, broken only by a faint sound, the cry of a newborn.